Malcolm X once famously said, "America needs to understand Islam because this is one religion which erases from society the race problem." The fact of the matter is, Islam has all the keys necessary to defeat racism from society and leave no room for such kinds of discrimination. In case you're wondering how it works, let me break things down. Islam is colorblind. For starters, Islam teaches that there is no distinction in terms of a person's color or race. In fact, the only purpose different races and cultures serve is for us to build bridges in getting to know one another, as clearly mentioned in the Quran. This means that such diversity is not a means of discrimination, but rather a means of education. Diversity is a miracle of God. The color of our skin and all our unique cultural features are God-given traits that none of us chose to inherit at birth. The differences we share are in fact all signs of God's magnificence and a reflection of His infinite creative power, as God clearly mentions in the Quran. It is not through such characteristics we realize the greatness of ourselves, but rather we realize and appreciate the greatness of the one who created us, Allah. Mankind was all created from clay. Islam teaches that all human beings were essentially created from the same inherent substance, earth. So it makes no sense to consider ourselves better than one another when we are all designed from the same components, regardless of our different cultures. Virtue is only through righteousness. In the eyes of God, our skin color or race grants us no favors. Rather, it is simply our deeds and sincerity that counts. In the Prophet's farewell sermon, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he made this point very clear when he stated that white skin is not better than black skin, nor is black skin better than white skin. Rather, it is our righteousness that makes all the difference. We are all slaves of God. While we may all come from different nationalities, cultures, and backgrounds, at the end of the day, our overarching identity as Muslims dictates that we are all servants of God. There is no superior race nor culture. We are all equal servants of God who are in as much need of God as everyone else. Nationalism is prohibited. In Islam, it is prohibited to boast about our race or culture to the extent that it belittles other people. The Prophet warned us all about the dangers of such tribalism and stated that he is not one of us who fights for the sake of it. As mentioned before, the only standard to determine a person's superiority is through their level of righteousness, which is, by the way, a trait that can only ever truly be determined by God alone. Islam defeats racism, and only once it's practiced can we defeat it from society today.